IE traveling through Queens very slow from about Woodhaven Boulevard through the Clearview, the BQE jamming up both ways, still into Atlantic Avenue. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Now, the Brooklyn Bridge in both directions, stop-and-go delays. The Manhattan-bound Manhattan Bridge lower deck is currently shut down with an overturned car. All traffic being diverted to the upper deck, and it is getting quite crowded here. Across the George, both ways, upper and lower decks, a bit slow. Lower decks are looking a little bit better. Also, the Lincoln Tunnel, no delays either way. At the Holland, about a 10-minute wait in each direction right now. I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 8:21 on 1010 Wales.
And now we have the AccuWeather 4-day forecast here with the latest meteorologist, Brian Thompson.
Yeah, keeping an eye on 1010 winds down for our radar right now, Donna, but just a couple of showers and maybe a rumble of thunder up in northern parts of Orange County. Other than that, it's pretty dry across the tri-state. Just some really brief light showers at a few other spots, but that's about it. We'll have a shower, maybe a rumble of thunder early on tonight, otherwise warm and sticky through the night with some clouds, low 76. Clouds and some sunshine for tomorrow. Still warm and humid with a shower or even a heavy thunderstorm in some spots late in the afternoon into the evening. Tomorrow's high about 87. And some clearing later tomorrow night, low 72. And the weekend looks good. A very nice summer weekend with a good deal of sunshine both Saturday and Sunday. The humidity will be low, will be seasonably warm. Highs will be in the mid to upper 80s. A great beach weekend. And then by Monday, a little more humid with the sunny to partly cloudy sky, high 86. Right now in Central Park, it's mostly cloudy at 84 degrees. Humidity 65%. And the wind is out of the southwest at 5. Repeating the current temperature, 84 going down to 76 in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds.
Winds news time 8:13. Do you have bad credit but need a new car? Call Credit Solutions, a division of Hudson Hyundai. It's easy to apply right over the phone. Call 800-951-4221. Hudson Hyundai has over 425 vehicles available. Stop hunting and start driving a new Hyundai today. Tier 1 customers can drive a new Hyundai Tucson, Santa Fe, Palisade, or even the all-new fully electric Ioniq 5 with only $68 down. That's just $68 down on over 425 cars, trucks, and SUVs available. Call 1-800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. And all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Call Hudson Hyundai in Jersey City for a pre-approval. 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. Or HudsonHyundai.com. Payments will vary. Credit severity affects approval. See dealer for details.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
But do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't. Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too. If you feel symptoms, even if they're mild, you should test fast. Test positive and at high risk for severe COVID-19? Then act fast with authorized oral treatments that can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms begin. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Learn about a treatment option at treatcv19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Winds news time 8:15. The controversial Live Golf Tournament begins tomorrow in Bedminster, New Jersey at the club owned by Donald Trump. 9/11 survivors say they're disappointed in the former president for supporting an event that's backed by the ruling family of Saudi Arabia, who they believe was complicit in the attacks.
Brady Eagleson, whose father Bruce died in the South Tower on 9/11, heads 9/11 Justice, and they feel President Trump is betraying them twice.
He's choosing to have this golf tournament, and the former president, probably more than anybody, knows the roles that the Saudi kingdom had in supporting the hijackers.
Eagleson says the president reneged on a promise to declassify FBI files on 9/11 that he says clearly shows Saudi government's involvement. The family sent a letter to Mr. Trump last week urging him to cancel the event, and aide called them with this.
9/11 is very near and dear to him, he read your letter. The aide would not deviate from those 3 talking points.
He says hundreds of families and supporters will rally outside the club as the event tees off just 50 miles from Ground Zero. Samantha Leapman, 1010 Wins in New Jersey.
Now, the former president teed off himself today at the event's Pro-Am and defended the Saudi government again.
With 9/11 families voicing strong opposition and promising protests, ex-President Trump defends the Saudi-backed golf tournament that starts Friday at his course in Bedminster, New Jersey.
Nobody's gotten to the bottom of 9/11.
Trump adding,
I've known these people for a long time in Saudi Arabia, and they've been friends of mine for a long time. They've invested in many American companies. They own big percentages of many, many American companies.
and
Frankly, what they're doing for golf is so great. What they're doing for the players is so great.
that from Newsweek magazine.
He also said the event is creating a, quote, gold rush for players. That was correspondent Tom Foti reporting. Well, delivering packages in extreme weather is not an easy job, and now employees of UPS are calling out the company for alleged unsafe working conditions during the recent heat wave. Union members who protested today in Brooklyn say 3 employees on Long Island and another in Manhattan needed trips to the emergency room for heat-related illnesses. Teamsters Local 804 President Vincent Perrone telling 1010 Wins that's not all.
A member in Manhattan, I mean, this has been put out there. He was refused an ambulance by a UPS supervisor. The supervisor said, no, wait for me to come get you. Why?
He adds the UPS refuses to install fans in their delivery trucks, which don't have air conditioning.
And, you know, we have the right to heat, we have the right to proper ventilation, but they just don't seem to care.
A statement from UPS that they shared with News 12 says they have a team of health and safety professionals that review working conditions, and they, quote, never want our employees to continue working to the point that they risk their health. Well, everyone loves a happy ending, and now we have one in a pet rescue story from last month. It involves a distressed dog that was stuck in a hot parked car for over 2 hours until police got it out. It happened in Manhattan. A tweet from the 19th precinct says the pup will never be neglected again because one of its rescuers, an Officer Maharaj, has adopted him. The tweet thanks the ASPCA for taking such good care of the dog before the lucky pup found its forever home. Wins News Time 8:19, our top stories next.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-7098. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Whether it's Alexa, Google Home, your iPhone, or the car radio, stay with 1010 Wins and stay connected.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
It is 84 degrees at 8:20. I'm Donna Vaughn, and here's what's happening. Well, Mayor Adams talking gun violence today with the new ATF head. He wants more federal agents here in the city and a crackdown on the top maker of ghost guns. Authorities in Connecticut have identified the mother and her 3 young children found dead in an apparent triple murder-suicide in Danbury. Well, no gaming of this system when congestion pricing comes to New York, and the plan is full steam ahead, according to an MTA board member. So which city is the most expensive in the nation for renters? Not New York. Try across the Hudson. Jersey City now averaging $5,500 a month. And TV host turned activist Jon Stewart railing against Senate Republicans who blocked aid for sick military veterans. Well, the Yankees hosting the Royals tonight, bottom of the 4th. They're still scoreless right now. AccuWeather says low 76 this evening, sticky, maybe some wet weather early on. Then another muggy day tomorrow, some sun, high 87. Winds
News time 8:21. Now traffic and transit on the ones, including the BMW Shore Traffic Report, sponsored by your Tri-State BMW Centers. Here's Kelly Dillon.
And if you are going to Long Branch on the Jersey Shore, we are nice and quiet right now on the Garden State Parkway. No trouble to report or delays. And we do have quite the backup on the northbound FDR Drive into the Queensboro Bridge. An accident here blocks at least a lane, backing things up into the 40s. The west side going to be the way to go instead. Very busy on the eastbound LIE, Woodhaven Boulevard through the Clearview, the BQE bumper to bumper both ways into Atlantic Avenue. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Manhattan-bound Manhattan Bridge lower deck still shut down with an overturned car. All traffic going to the upper deck, but quite a backup. Brooklyn Bridge busy both ways. Here's what we see on Long Island State 3 through Nassau, quiet along the LIE, the northern and southern state parkways. This report is sponsored by your Tri-State BMW Centers. Hurry into your local BMW Center and receive a loyalty crave of up to $1,750 on select models now through August 1st during the BMW Summer on Sales event. For more information, visit tristatebmw.com today. And I'm Kelly Dillon. Our next report at 8:31 on 1010 Wins.
Well, the never-ending war on gun violence continues to command the attention of Mayor Adams. Today, he was visited by Stephen Dettelbach, the nation's new director of the ATF, the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. It was a private meeting, but afterwards, Mayor Adams released a video statement sharing his top request.
We want ATF to double the number of agents here in New York City, and we need Congress to support the ATF with the resources to make that happen.
Now, that is a pretty big ask, but it's not the only one Mayor Adams has for the ATF. He also wants the firearms license of the nation's largest supplier of ghost guns to be revoked, and he apparently thinks he had a receptive audience.
After meeting with Director Dettelbach, I am more confident than ever he will be a partner in ending the flow of the illegal guns to New York City and taking down the violent offenders who are spilling blood in our streets.
And no comment yet from Dettelbach or the ATF about that meeting with the mayor. Authorities in Danbury, Connecticut, still struggling to explain an unspeakable tragedy, the deaths of a young mother and her 3 little children in an apparent triple murder-suicide.
This is a hard tragedy to understand. Danbury police say it was a 36-year-old woman who killed her 3 young children and then killed herself. It happened at the family's home on Whaley Street in Danbury. The bodies were discovered by a distraught man who called the police. The police believe that Sonia Lojas strangled her 12-year-old son, her 10-year-old daughter, as well as her 5-year-old daughter. She then went to the backyard shed where the police say she hanged herself and died. The mayor of Danbury says mental health and counseling services will be provided to the relatives and friends of those who died in conjunction with the local public schools. No reason has been given as to why the mother committed such a horror. Carol Diori, 1010 Wins News.
Free confidential help is available for anyone struggling with thoughts of suicide or who's worried about a loved one. Dial 988 for the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline anytime, 24/7, or visit 988lifeline.org. Well, monkeypox cases continue to climb. Over 1,100 people have now tested positive in the 5 boroughs. The city due to get another 80,000 doses of the monkeypox vaccine from the federal government, with an additional 30,000 for the rest of the state. New Yorkers who've had monkeypox describe a painful experience, like Jeff Galassi, a patient who joined us live on Newsline with Bridget Quinn.
It's been completely debilitating. You know, there's been many different phases of this. It started with a fever, a rash, swollen lymph nodes, and that I had 102 fever for 3 days before I could get seen by my doctor.
Meanwhile, Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra insisted today that the U.S. can still contain the monkeypox outbreak despite rising cases nationwide if local health officials do their part. He says the feds have provided enough vaccine, testing, and treatment to keep monkeypox from becoming endemic in the U.S. Well, the man who confronted Long Island Congressman Lee Zeldin while he campaigned for governor last week remains behind bars, at least for now, after a hearing today. A federal judge is considering a plea from the suspect's lawyer to release Army veteran David Jacobonis, saying he was in an alcoholic relapse when it happened. Judge Marion Payson said she would make a decision after considering whether Jacobonis' actions last week were aberrant behavior and whether there's enough support in place if he is released from jail. Jacobanis can be seen on video lunging at Selden as he was giving a speech near Rochester and wielding a pointed plastic cat-shaped self-defense tool. Wins News Time, 8:26 now. Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins. Here's Larry Kofsky.
Buyers remained in control on Wall Street as stocks added to yesterday's big gains. The major averages all rose 1% or more. Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped 332, the S&P added 49, the Nasdaq climbed 130. Shoppers continue to spend money on Amazon. It reports a more than 7% increase in second quarter sales, defying fears that consumers may be pulling back. It also gave a strong forecast for the current quarter. Apple's latest quarter was okay, as its results narrowly beat Wall Street estimates. iPhone and iPad sales did better than expected, but other products, including Macs, wearables, and services, came up short. It was a swing and a miss for Intel in the second quarter. Sales and profits for the world's biggest maker of computer processors came in far short of estimates. It cut its outlook on lower demand for data center chips and declining PC shipments. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Larry Kofsky for 1010 Wins.
From Lincoln Square to Journal Square, Borum Hill to East Hills. If it's happening in your area, it's happening now on 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time 8:27. It is full steam ahead for congestion pricing, and don't think you'll be able to game the system. That story just ahead.
Home title theft. It's on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document, and then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold, or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves.
So the problem with a company like Home Title Lock is that they can get me in the middle of the crime, and that's your worst fear.
Are you already a victim? Find out today with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value, free with sign up. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com. That's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898. 800-700-6898.
Navien tankless water heaters, the proven leader in condensing technology. Request a Navien because you deserve the best in endless hot water delivery. Learn about Navien's condensing tankless water heaters and find a Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Now this message, Rafelson Levine Law provides accident victims hope. For a free consult, visit rllawyers.com today. I'm Donna Vaughn. Wins News Time at the Tone, 8:30. Good evening, I'm Suzanne Colucci. Congestion pricing is back in the spotlight with a member of the MTA Review Board saying commuters shouldn't expect exemptions when the plan finally happens. Catherine Wild also heads up the Partnership for New York City and told New York One everyone wants an exemption, and that could lead to problems with people gaming the system. Meanwhile, a congressman from New Jersey is renewing his fight against the plan.
So the MTA insists that the congestion pricing plan is on the move forward. The public can weigh in with 6 additional public hearings at the end of August. For North Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer, speaking with Bridget here on Newsline and 1010 Wins, saying New Jersey is not about to stop fighting.
And then you're going to whack them, not just for the $16 to go over the UW Bridge, but another $23 a day minimum in this congestion tax, all going to the MTA is outrageous. And then this already. What they've just paid, outrageous.
Gottheimer says he's working with Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis to threaten the MTA to defund their federal money if they keep going with congestion pricing. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins, here in Midtown.
Winds new time 8:31. Let's get a check of traffic and transit with Kelly Dillon.
And we do have an accident wrapping up still northbound on the FDO Drive at the Queensboro Bridge that blocks at least a lane. Delays into the 40s. Westbound Belt's a bit busy into Bay Parkway. An accident here blocking at least a BQB bumper to bumper both ways on 2 Atlantic Avenue. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. The Manhattan-bound Manhattan Bridge lower deck, an overturned car shutting down that lower deck completely still. Everyone being detoured onto the upper deck, so it's getting quite crowded. Quite busy both ways across the Brooklyn Bridge. In New Jersey, we're jamming up southbound on the Garden State Parkway now, exit 153 to 150 in Bloomfield there. The right lane's down for construction. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3 through Nassau County tonight. The LIE, the Northern and Southern State Parkways, all three looking okay. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones and breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Kelly Dillon on 1010 Wins.
An annual skin exam is an important part of your preventative health care routine. Early detection can save your life when it comes to skin cancer. Call 844-DERM-DOC or visit SchweigerDerm.com to schedule your skin cancer screening. Call Schweiger Dermatology Group today.
And time now for the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here's meteorologist Brian Thompson. Brian, how's it looking out there now?
Oh, so they're pretty quiet at the moment. We have a partly to mostly cloudy sky, more in the way of clouds for much of the area, but just a couple of showers across northern parts of Orange County. Watching a cluster of thunderstorms near Philadelphia. It's tracking eastward. That's likely going